Thanks for playing the first release of Apogee's developers of Incredible Power. We will return. Spoilers, they actually don't. The only other game I think they came up with was Prey, but their version never actually came to fruition. Instead, some other group picked it up and released it in 2006. I think it was around about 2006, but yeah, they never actually did anything beyond this game. This is the only legacy that they left on this planet. And it's not exactly like they can do much of a reunion because one of them is actually dead. Passed away at a reasonably youngish age, and the remake was actually dedicated to him as well. So, bit of a sad way to commence this segment, but it's either sad or anger because this is actually my third time trying this segment. Basically, the reason I'm actually here is because I want to run this game with the Dopefish command line because the level featured in today's segment sucks, and I need to find some way to make it interesting. So we're going to talk about Dopefish to start this segment off. Let it run. And then we are violated by a profusely belching Scott Miller's head. Isn't that just lovely? On top of that random introduction, instead of the obligatory Apogee introduction, we get this. Very stupid, like, good God, very stupid sounds. Okay, we're about done with that. The other sound changes that have been made are in the main menu here. And that's about it for the Dopefish command line, because the only other thing it does is change the names of the levels, which is not going to be I'm not going to be able to show that off until the end of this segment, since I'm just going to be loading this save that I threw for practicing reasons. I did do one successful practice of this, but the previous two attempts at the actual segment failed. The first one failed was because I actually wanted to activate a couple of cheats here, which I will activate right now. You type in dipstick or /ECC to switch the cheat codes on, and then from there you want to type in /EKG to switch EKG mode on, which let me just go ahead and show off that right now. Yeah, it literally just increases the amount of blood and guts that go flying from enemies, and it like the blood. You can actually see the blood sort of trickling down from the walls seconds after the body's been ripped to pieces. The other one I'm going to type in is Ride, which switches the missile cam on. Let me just go ahead and recenter my view here. Missile cam I can't really show off at the moment because I don't have a missile weapon. I will in a moment though. There's a drunk missile up here. And what this does, if I can find an enemy, is it does that. You literally just seeing the point of view of the missile that you're shooting. It's not particularly great though, especially as you can see right there with the you were just about to shoot me in the face with a frickin' net, weren't you? But yeah, you can't really do a whole lot when you're in the missile cam because the perspective switches around, so you can't actually see what the hell you're doing. Although apparently you can still maintain a decent level of control of your character while this happens, because I mean I can shoot into the missile cam and then the missile and the cam sort of switches between that one. But for the most part it's kind of just gimmicky. It's not the best thing to have here, but it's one of the more interesting cheats that actually doesn't really help you in any way. If anything, it actually kind of hinders you because you can't seem because you can't see the what the hell you're doing while you're waiting patiently for this. Not that it matters in this particular case because, of course, I've got an asbestos armor, so if I had any missiles or other explosives thrown at me, they wouldn't do anything to begin with, but it's just sort of there. Anyways, that's a weird place to go into. I'm not even going to bother with that because it's just a whole bunch of life items, which doesn't actually matter. Anyways, this level sucks. Actually, let me switch this off because I have absolutely no need to have this on for the rest of the level here. I've shown off what it does. It's interesting, but it's not the most practical thing. So, anyways, this level sucks. And you'll notice a really good reason why, because this level is way too fucking big. It reminds me very much of of any given Banjo Tooie level, in that it's ridiculously large. It's nice to explore the places. The problem is it doesn't use its space very well. At least that's in my opinion. I mean, there's a bunch of areas, but for the most part, it's just these sort of huge courtyardish like areas that really don't give a whole lot. And so I feel as though this level is easily the first of the really shit levels in this game. That's why I had to try to give some reason for trying to bloody keep these things, this segment interesting. Because you're just going to fight enemies and stuff like that. But at least, on the positive note, this fellow with the bazooka was never going to hit me because of the amount of space that I had. I could easily dodge such blasts with absolutely no real issues whatsoever. So, let me go ahead and grab the heat seeker. What we're actually looking for is a area that has walls kind of like this, but you'll notice this one has 2 dots. I'm looking for the one that actually has 1 dot. That's where I want to go first up, because you want to go to the one that has the 1 dot, and then there's one that has the 2 dots, and then there's one that has the 3 dots. And while I'm here, this is actually where you use the silver key. Now if we can actually get rid of the enemies here. Thank you. I think there's a couple of secret walls in here, which I don't think yield much. There's a couple of split missiles if you are so inclined to pick up one of those. And of course, if you know how to use one. I mean, I kind of suck with it, but whatever. But yeah, this is what the silver key nets is. A drunk missile, a couple of random pickups, and absolutely nothing else. I'm not going to pick up the drunk missile because I'd rather have something that's a bit more linear in terms of its rate of fire. So I'm just going to stick with the heat seeker here, and the heat seeker is absolutely savage in this level because if you can see enemies from a distance, you can just pretty much beast them out like that. The missile actually detected the presence of an enemy somewhere. Oh, I think it just detected a one of these torches or something like that. Yeah, they aim towards the torches, which, I mean, it's not surprising in the slightest because, I mean, it's a source of heat and it's a heat seeker, but it's still kind of stupid. Anyways, I'm not entirely sure how you get in there, but I just triggered this touch plate, and this touch plate will be relevant to our interests a bit later on in the level. For the time being, though, I have found the area that has these walls with the one dotted triangle in them. And what we are going to want to do here is hit this switch. It does block our way off, but it does open up another wall here. But the problem is, we got to take care of another Triad enforcer. So we got to get that out of the way, and we can get the hell out of there from there. So now we got to go back to where that area was with the wall that had 2 triangles in it. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Yeah, he can't reach me with his grenades. Yay. Alright, well, you're dead now. But yeah, we want to go back to that area with the walls that had the 2 dotted triangles on them. I could quite easily just... Oh yeah, this is arsehole-ish because you can get in here. The problem, however, is that you can't get out. I mean, there might actually be a push wall in there that might be able to let you get out, but even then, I doubt that. Now, I probably should have had a missile weapon of some variety instead of having to just use my machine gun to gun those fuckers down. But whatever, it's not exactly like I planned for these things to happen. I also determined that it's pretty much impossible to not get lost in this level because of how ridiculously huge it is. That's why I'm not overly fussed about getting lost here, because I also actually have to explain why I hate this level so much, because I think I went on a tangent about its length, but the other reason for it is because if I can actually think of it, it's really, like, the majority of this level is actually really pointless, and this has something to do with that touch plate that I was discussing about just a little bit earlier that seemed to do nothing. It does do something, of course, but I'll explain that in a little bit from now. The other thing as well is the silver key. the fact that it does nothing. It's just sort of like, you grab the key, sweet, I'm making progress, I find the door, and then there's absolutely nothing in it except for a missile weapon. That sort of shit kind of grinds my gears. It probably grinds yours as well, I'm not entirely sure, but it's very stupid. It's not very well constructed. It's really just ridiculous. I mean, size isn't a bad thing, but this is just too much of it. That's what makes it a bad thing. So, and of course I'm lost once again, but I know I know what I'm looking for, and I think I have a fair idea about where it is. I'm just trying to not use the map. I don't know why. I really should be, but then again, it's just going to waste time anyway. Do I want to go in this direction? I think I do. Wait, no, not quite. It's over here, isn't it? Yeah, here it is. We go in here, and I don't think there's any enemies in this area. I think it's literally just the gold key. Oh wait, no, there's the one high guard. The one high guard, and that's about it. Anyways, we have the gold key, and this is actually relevant to my interests, because this actually leads me to progress in this level. If we can go ahead and find where it is, which I'm pretty sure I know the location of it. I think it's just around here. Yeah, it's just this room with the white bricks sort of stuff in it. Before I do anything else there, though, I'm going to quickly rush back to this room, I think. Oh god, I'm lost. Again, I am lost. I feel like, ugh, this is horrible. I'm trying to find... There's a room that has this. Yeah, this is what I'm looking for. Because if we jump on these gads, I think we want to jump on this set of gads right here. Ride this to the top, and there is a god mode. And there's a whole bunch of fire shooters and stuff like that in the gold key room. So I'm basically just using this god mode in order to clear that out really, really quick. Okay, so I think we're just going here. This is the wrong way, obviously, but there is a bunch of enemies and stuff like that, so I figured I'd get that out of the way. And then if we go in this direction, again, we're going in the wrong direction here, but if we go this way, the giveaway is in the Triad Enforcer that's here, and then here's the iron key. This will get us to the exit, which I am reasonably happy about. Now, if we can find where the hell we use this, we should be right. Actually, no, I think we do want to go in this direction. I think it's... yeah, here it is. Go in here, and we have reached the end of the level. Hooray! No, we haven't. I hate to disappoint you, but no, we haven't. Now we have! Now, I believe I actually want a decent missile weapon here. Now, I actually do have a bit of time I can burn here trying to look for a decent missile weapon, and that is not a split missile. Actually, wait, no, what the hell am I on about? I know exactly how the next level is going to start. And a split missile would actually be very effective. Assuming I don't die immediately. Anyway, secret exit. Also, random pair of bunny ears. Reason for this is because I'm actually recording this on the 17th of April. Which is not that noteworthy a date now, but back in 1995, this was actually Easter Monday. This is actually one of the 5 hats that you can see in the background when you complete a level, or start a level, of course. The other 4 are Christmas, Cinco de Mayo, Halloween, and Independence Day. I'm not entirely sure when I'll be showing these off. I might show them off through the rest of the levels in this episode, although there's only 4, although there's only this plus 2 more after. There's only the secret level, and then there's 2 more after it, so there's... it'll happen eventually. I might just show Cinco de Mayo on Cinco de Mayo, just because I don't see myself being finished with the LP by that point. I think I might be finished, like, right on the day of Doom's release, so... But with that out of the way, you are to be killed, not hurt. This actually makes total sense, just because of those fuckers. It kind of sucks how I failed to kill both of them within like 3 shots. One of them actually tanked a shot. But yeah, this is the second secret level of the game. Well, third if you count the shareware. And doesn't waste any time in order to get started, does it? Thankfully, though, when we actually go back to this next segment, it won't be quite as much of a clusterfuck. So next time we will be doing Elevator Trouble. Elevator Trouble. That's the name of the level. And we should be in not Dopefish mode, just because it's not really that interesting anymore. So see you then.